You're watching Oilers Nation Everyday with Tyler Yaremchuk. Your one-stop shop for all things Oilers.
Sunday I went golfing. It was 30 degrees. There was a nice breeze, but there was leaves everywhere, and trees didn't have leaves anymore. It was a very confusing day. Let's get into that with the lead.
There was a lot of leaves, dude. There was a lot of leaves.
It was weird, and I've been thinking about it ever since, to be honest. It's just, I know it's in September, but pick a side, weather. Am I right? Are we leaves on or leaves off?
It was weird. The entire greens were covered in leaves, but I was still sweating my something off. I'll leave it at that.
Yeah. It was a good day. Well, let's get into it. Welcome into the into Oilers Nation Everyday. No Tyler today. He is away doing management stuff in Canmore with the rest of the management team. Sure, that's a nice way to kind of end the season.
He had more golfing yesterday.
Yeah, he went and golfed yesterday. That man loves to golf. But welcome into the Sports Closet Studio, Sherwood Park Mall, St. Albert Mall, and
Kingsway Mall.
Kingsway Mall. You can go and get all your sports stuff ahead of the hockey season down at Sports Closet. Or hey, maybe you want it for the football season because that got underway too, which we'll get into a little bit later on as well. But it's just me and Aaron today. Aaron, what up?
What up, everybody? Sorry for no show yesterday. Golf on Sunday went so well that I was a hurting unit yesterday. So
yeah, we had a big day. So we should talk about the Sherwood. So we went to the Sherwood Ford golf tournament on Sunday. It was fantastic. We finished 13 under as a team.
The goal was 12 under.
The goal was 12. And by 13 under, I mean Tyler and Skirk, Tyler's friend, carried Aaron and I until the 17th and 18th hole. And Aaron and I came in clutch.
Ice and veins, brother. Ice and veins.
So I did not hit one good shot all day. Actually, I take that back. I hit some good shots.
You hit a couple.
But everyone else just hit them way better than I did.
Yeah.
But in my books, they were good.
Like the first tee box
was fantastic.
We used my drive, and me and you drove the furthest. That never happened again.
No, it did not happen one more time.
On the board.
Yeah, that was big. So then on 17, we played at Broadmoor in Sherwood Park. If you've played it, we started on 10, so our 17 was the 8th hole, which is a par 3. And we were on the green in, obviously, off the tee box. Gonna putt for birdie. We basically needed to go birdie eagle to get ourselves a chance. And we get the birdie putt. I putted the birdie putt on the first attempt, actually, which is big. Tyler said, "We need you, Liam." And I hit it.
We kept our mulligans for the very end.
I'll be honest, I was getting down in the dumps because I was not hitting anything good. I lost so many balls. So at best ball is difficult because you don't get in the rhythm of actually playing your own game. You just kind of moving balls all the time.
You just hit one and go, oh, where's Skirks? Let's go find Skirks.
Yeah. So we did that. And then we go on 18. Skirk, who drove greens all day.
I think he has a 4 handicap.
He was amazing. So much better than me and you. Tyler was very good too. I would hope so with the amount of golfs too. So we're going on to 18 and we need to eagle to get in a chance of this. And Aaron hit the shot of the day. It was amazing. What club did you even use?
I think it was, I don't know. We were probably like what, 150? I don't even know.
No, we were like
further.
I think we were like 170.
Yeah, I think I hit a 5 or 6, something like that. The moment it left my hand, I threw my club up because I went, this is it. Like, this is going in the hole.
So on 18, which was 9 for us, the green is elevated. It is actually technically the hardest hole on the course. I would disagree. I don't think it was. The green is elevated. And Aaron hit this ball just so perfectly, landed right before the green, skipped right on, like a, what was it, 6-7 foot putt?
It was within 10, a little bit outside 5, I'd say.
We had 3 mulligans, all to give it a go. So we had 7 shots in total. Tyler hit it with the eagle. We finished 13 under, and I'm pretty sure we finished second. They never actually announced it, but we were either second or third because
podium. We were podium.
We were podium. First place, finished 15 under, and another thing that was great about the Sherwood Ford golf tournament was, one, the food was incredible. Shout out Broadmoor for that. That was fantastic. Great course as well.
Mm-hmm. Drink tickets,
yeah. And
didn't need those.
When you submit yourself into the tournament, you get a ticket for a table prize. So instead of you buying more tickets to get the table prizes, they just draw it. And they're going like through this. And we were table 10.
Table
And
10.
a lot of people went in. Aaron won some chocolates, Lindor chocolates.
A big box of Lindor chocolates. I was munching them last night. It feels like Christmas.
Tyler won the 50-50. Tyler won the
Of
50-50.
course.
It was like, I think it was like $500-600, whatever it was.
Some
It was
cold hard cash right
it was
over.
fantastic. So he says immediately, I'm going to go buy us a round. Awesome.
Oh, I know where this is going. I know where this is
So
going.
Tyler goes to the bar and we see him walk back and he has one Ryan Coke in his hand. One. And then all of a sudden the servers behind him has this full tray and he's like, I bought $100 worth of Ryan Cokes. So we had ourselves a night.
Yeah, we had ourselves a night. We had found our production boss, Amel. He came and met us at a different
All
spot
the way
later.
from Toronto.
What a good week one. And like me and Liam had red zone going in the cart the entire time. But the afternoon games weren't even that good.
No.
So I feel like we kind of dodged a bullet there.
We kind of did. It was fantastic. It was a fantastic day. It showed for golf tournaments. A shout out showed for that.
Shout out this guy too. I saw this on our Twitter.
Whoa.
Wow.
It's a hairy boy.
Ignore the back hair. Ignore the back hair, of course. But that is dedication right there. That is.
Let me know if
shout
the
out to
chat if you would ever get this. That is, I would.
I feel like I could get Hope Will Never Die somewhere.
I don't,
Like in a
boy,
more
boy.
discreet location. Nice back rug, says Ryan S.
A couple of comments in the Greta Bar chat. Sergeant Battle. Tyler winning the 50-50 means no need for a super chat, right? Or does that pay for the super chat? Does that pay for the super chat? Lance here says, Liam painting such a beautiful wood picture. I feel like I was in the car with the boys.
I thought, the only content we would capture, I'm pretty sure that I did, was us shotgunning beers.
I did not take anything. And we almost won the fastest hole. So
that
they
still rattles my
so
cage.
they do this hole where basically it's like a
This is
relay.
Sherwood Ford hole,
Essentially.
too.
Yeah, it was. Shout out David. Someone tees off, someone chips, then you putt and you try and do it as quick as you can. So the time is 36.5 seconds. So Skirk hit this absolute bomb.
So you take the cart. We leave
Yeah.
Skirk on the tee box. We take the cart, drop Tyler in the fairway, put me and Liam by the hole.
So he hits this absolute bomb, basically again to the end of the green. Tyler, great chip on, but the hill was on a green. The green was on a hill.
Yeah.
And the ball would not stop rolling for me. Aaron hit it, and then the ball would not stop rolling. I was like, am I playing ethically? Like, do I just hit it? And
I was
Tyler,
screaming, just stop it.
just hit the ball. And I didn't hit it. I hit it eventually. Aaron got it right after I missed it a little bit. And we lost by 3 seconds, probably because I didn't hit the ball and stop it.
Too much integrity. Too much integrity.
Which with the way I
That's
was
a
playing
trust
that
game.
day, I shouldn't have had any integrity at all.
Wasn't that bad, Liam? Wasn't that bad?
I might go tonight just to justify that. I
mean this. Like I said to you, it always happens on like the 17th or 18th, where when it's weird, it happened on the first tee box, crushed one. But right at 17, 18, hitting that last shot. Yesterday, I had to go back to Broadmoor to get my vehicle. Don't drink and drive.
Look back.
And I was like, should I go play a quick 9 by myself? I kind of got the golf bug a little bit.
Ryan said, flag game for an hour.
I didn't prep any flags. Gotta do the
No flag games today,
epic. We'll do it
unfortunately.
live.
We got a few things to get to. Leave a like in the on the YouTube video if you're watching on YouTube. Leave some comments. Let me know if you're excited for the hockey season start because the Oilers are back in town. A lot of guys have come back for captain's case. I believe Ryan Nugent Hopkins flew back in today.
Yep, he's back.
I don't know where he spends his summer. I would assume Burnaby or BC somewhere. I would guess.
BC. Anyone know where Nuke stays in summer?
Connor McDavid back in town for the first time as a married man. I saw a video of their first dance yesterday.
Really?
Yeah,
The
Connor.
only videos I saw from the wedding looked lit.
Yeah, I did look like an unbelievable event. It'd be nice to have a wedding like that one day. Might not be in my backyard.
Probably not. But
My parents and her parents and a witness. A couple of notes from the skate. There was a Gregory tweet out yesterday that Robertson and Connor McDavid got in like a bit of a collision.
Yeah.
And it was just an awkward silence at the rink. I'll try and find the exact tweet, but it's like Victor Robertson, man. Like,
dude, can't be doing that.
Don't make that kind of impression yet, you know?
I said LA Kings still paying him on the table. No kidding. But today I did see RNH McDavid Hyman. Greatest line in hockey.
I'm glad they're still going to go with this line. I mean, it's very early in the entire process of all of this, but it was your best line last season. It got you out a lot of holes when you needed it. It worked really well. You have 3 very different kind of players there, and I think it works extremely well. So I'm happy they stuck with that line, and the other line they went with Skinner, Draisaitl, Arvidsson. I like the idea of this line. I think it's somewhat even similar to the first line. Yeah, you have your goal scorer,
your superstar,
and your workhorse.
Nuge is more defensively responsible, I think, than Jeff
Nuge is obviously different.
We'll see.
But at the end of the day, he had 100 points 2 years ago. You know, still a really, really good player. So happy with this line. We don't really have combinations for the bottom 6. There's a bunch of guys kind of floating in and out.
It was just nice seeing them out on the ice again and seeing the photos on Instagram and Twitter.
There was a little, I saw some tweets about this yesterday. Maybe it was just one tweet. Someone was talking about Carl Berglund. Do you know what Carl Berglund is?
I believe so. Yeah.
He played in the ECHL last season for Fort Wayne, I think is the others ECHL
Isn't he in the
team.
tournament?
He's playing it. Yeah, he's still a young player. I think he's 23, 24. People were talking. It's like, oh, he's at the captain's skates. Like, what does that mean? Like, do you think he's in a shot to make the team this year? Like, I'm pretty sure he's just here to prepare himself to go to Penticton at the end of the week to go and play in his young star. So
no, Liam. Whoa.
Please don't read anything into Carl Berglund being in Edmonton. But exciting for them to be here. I love the quote from Leon Draisaitl again. I know we've all heard it before, but he essentially just came out and said that I wouldn't want to play in any other jersey. And every time he says something like that, it just gives me that little tingle inside.
Got another sick wedding we're going to maybe look at.
Yeah, maybe we'll go.
I also saw a quote from Leon. He said he was getting that itch again, right?
Yeah.
I, too, am starting to get that itch again. I think we're less than a month away now. Seeing them show up. New Jersey patch, just everything. I'm getting giddy with excitement. Summer's over. I saw all the leaves. Hockey season. Let's get rolling.
My itch gets tickled actually around this time of year.
Itch gets tickled.
Yeah.
Scratched.
No, tickled. I want it to be tickled. Because junior hockey starts. It already started like a week ago. So my itch has been tickled.
Clip that.
So
wait, are you in preseason mode or was regular season?
Preseason.
When does regular season start for the Crew?
The 20th against Blackfolds on the road, and then we play the Penticton V's. You want to go to Blackfolds?
Nope.
We play the Penticton V's.
I don't even know where that is.
Home opener. It's just outside of Red Deer. So they actually got a great rink. If you're ever in there, if you're ever in Blackfolds, why you would ever be there, I'm not sure. But what do we got next, Aaron?
Should we just go through what's trending?
Yeah, let's take a look at what's trending. We'll do that by Star Mechanical. Star Mechanical is one of Edmonton's biggest locally owned and operated plumbing and heating businesses. They've been working within the community for over 20 years, and many of the homes built in Edmonton over the last 2 decades have had their plumbing and heating systems installed by Star Mechanical. Visit them at starmechanical.ca to schedule an appointment and let them help you keep your home running smoothly.
That was pretty good, Liam. That was pretty good.
Yeah. That one felt pretty sick. We'll start with the Oilers news kind of right off the bat. They announced their Young Stars roster, which is going to Penticton.
Carl Berglund.
Probably one of the better groups they've taken in the last few years, to be completely honest. And that comes with the work they did over the summer, getting a guy like Matthew Savoy, obviously a first-round pick, and Sam O'Reilly, another headliner there. Jaden Groovy going back, Berglund, a year of pro hockey under their belt. Bo Akey hasn't played since he got injured. So we'll see how he does. I actually don't even think, and I could be wrong, I don't think he's really even featured for the Barrie Colts yet in the preseason. I think this might be the first time he's really been in the game. So I think the others will let you do decent at this tournament. I know for us right now, it is kind of just a throwaway weekend, throwaway to the extent
Meanwhile, in Flames land,
well, I was going to say, it's the Flames, Canucks, Jets. Is it the Jets, I think? Yeah, I would assume. And the Oilers who are going. And, of course, we have Flames Nation and Canucks Army and Oilers Nation. We're sending Bruce Kurlock. Those 2 sites, and rightfully so, don't get me wrong, sending everyone. Because they have nothing to play for next season. And the Flames are the worst team in the NHL.
So it starts on Friday.
Can you go back to the roster, though?
Yep.
There's one name on there which is sticking out to me the most. You see it?
It's
No.
It's all I can think about.
Have a look through. Tell me if there's one name.
Oh, Vincent Desjardins.
Yeah. Like,
yeah. No,
who the heck is this guy?
When I first looked at this today, I was like, did a triple take of, wait, what?
They got him back.
How tall is that guy?
I'll tell you, great question. They got him back for the preseason tournament. I don't even know who this guy is.
Give me your top 3. Who are you most excited to see play?
Savoy.
Yep.
I'll try and stay away from the obvious. Hy Davidson is a really good player. He's from Edmonton, plays for the Seattle Thunderbirds. Probably have a bigger role with the team this year. Like him a lot. I think he was a 2nd or 3rd round pick in the WHL a few years ago. He's a strong player. Obviously not signed by the team. He's basically just a camp invite, but he's solid. Brady Stonehouse is a guy they had at camp last year. Signed him, and he plays in the OHL. So I don't know where he's going to kind of land this year. I think he can go pro now. He's a good player. I'm excited to see this Connor Clattenburg. So the others drafted him, I think, in the 6th or 7th round. It was one of their late picks this year. And from all the reports I've seen, he is basically just a banger and crasher. He's very old school kind of player. Don't mean this disrespectfully. He's not a ton of skill.
Stone hands.
He's just going to go out there and
stone hands are good for punching.
Make life very difficult on the opponents. I think he's playing in Flint, Michigan. So I can kind of tell you the type of player he could be. Yeah, he playing for the Flint Firebirds, 2005. The others took him 160th overall. It's 17. Oh, he got traded. 30 games, 13 goals, 12 plus 17. Carry the 29 points last season. 60 games. So that's the kind of player he is. We'll see.
I look at this. Sam O'Reilly is the one I have circled for sure. Like Matt Savoy, but that's obvious. Just want to get a look at the guy.
Yeah,
Oilers
he might be the best player at the showcase.
I would think that's pretty safe.
Yeah.
And hey, we'll see. Sam O'Reilly, though, the interest is there to make the moves that they did in this draft. That, okay, we're not going to have a pick in the future here. Want to get a good look at him. Now, Carl Berglund. My brain is all about Carl Berglund now, Liam. See if he makes it up with the big squad. Connor Unger. I'm interested how that goes. But Bo Akey, Max Warner. Those are the names. I mean, I know I kind of picked the obvious ones, but they're obvious for a reason.
Colton. Flint, Michigan Mega Bowl.
Nice.
Hell yeah.
The Tropics, baby.
Semi-pro. My old men's league team was called the Tropics.
It's a great Halloween call. Oh, Halloween's coming up, Liam.
It is. I already have pumpkins on my deck.
Costumes.
What did we do last year? Oh, I was
Snoopy?
No, I wasn't Snoopy. I was the other guy. Charlie Brown. Tyler was like a guy on vacation or something like that.
I was Santa Claus. As you do. But yeah, there's a schedule as well. Friday, Saturday, Monday. It'll be good stuff. So Mondays at noon?
Yeah, I think sometimes they put these on the Oilersnation YouTube. I wish. The Oilers YouTube.
Should we watch along when we do the show on Monday?
Keep track. I like watching these, to be honest.
Yeah, these are fun.
O'Neill O'Reilly. Frankie Morelli is an absolute classic name. It is. They got some good names in here. De Jong as well is another one. This is the all-name team. I looked up Vincent Desjardins. Played in the Q. Shocker. He's a twin.
Oh.
But unfortunately, only 5'11".
It's perfectly average. It's perfectly average height.
It's a great size for anyone.
Let's not stop shit talking 5'11".
Okay, let's
there's that.
Oh, the other thing was I wanted to get to on Oilers related news. Corey Perry made appearance on Friday Night SmackDown, which was in Edmonton on Friday. Made his way down to Calgary yesterday for Monday Night Raw. It looked like it was a fantastic crowd, and Corey Perry was involved in the event. I'm not sure. I think that's Kevin Owens who's doing the slapping. I don't know who the other guy was, but yeah,
they came out in Florida Panthers gear. They were doing Florida stuff, and Corey Perry looks like he's in mid-season form, baby.
Looks ready.
Dan has a shirt on. I know he's got. They gave out those shirts. If you guys could see what Dan's doing behind the scenes, it looks like that.
Squished up against our window right now.
Look at how prepared.
Oh, it's pretty cool. Yeah, I mean,
I got one. I didn't go to the events, but I got one of those bought for me.
I'm not a big WWE guy, but I think their events are pretty cool.
Dude.
Like, it looked like a lot of fun on Friday. Sami Zayn is a guy I know, and his intro music is just so sick.
Oh, hello, Daniel. How was it?
It was awesome. And Liam, I was just going to say, there was even more to that Corey Perry clip, because right before that, that was the Down Under tag team.
Of course.
And they came out wearing a Kachuk Florida Panthers jersey. So that got the crowd real fired up, and we got the Let's Go Oilers chant going there too.
Really?
So it was an awesome crowd. Edmonton and WWE put on a good time.
Good.
We're a simple fan base. You come out with that, and I'm ready to watch your head get ripped off.
One other thing, Dan. They don't come that often, right?
That was the first time in 11 years that they had been in here. There was one house show from Raw's side of the ledger. I can't remember exactly. I think it was 2021, but that was the first time that they'd been live in Edmonton in 11 years in SmackDown.
Damn. And it is called Friday Night SmackDown, right?
Friday Night SmackDown. That's how they
when
say
the
it.
big show was on. Hey, it's the big show. That was awesome.
What else did I have in what's trending today, Liam?
Tyson Barrie officially signed his PTO in Calgary. Good luck to him. I'm glad this kind of happened, to be honest. I just didn't want him to come here again and have nothing to play for. Like, he just didn't fit in what the Oilers needed.
Dude. Like,
it would have been sad. The other thing that kind of came up, a former Oiler, Adam Larsson signed a 4-year deal to stay in Seattle. So that really killed the vibe of him potentially coming back.
Yeah.
The right-handed shot defensive market is weak, to say the least. So not ideal.
Yeah, that was my, I think, number one trade deadline target I had circled. So back to the drawing board.
Yeah, so
we got 900,000 to use, and we're gonna use it. Okay. But, I mean, do we really think Larsson was gonna come back?
I think
I had convinced myself a little bit, but I mean, logic and reasoning says otherwise.
Yeah, I mean, I would say the likelihood was no, but I don't think for the time span he would have been here, it would have been like 2 out of the question to be like, hey,
right?
I get it.
A playoff
you come
push.
here for
and
3
if Seattle
months.
was out of it, you'd be like, okay.
And the thing is, too, like, I get it. They obviously live here, but you're on the road a lot. Like, maybe it wouldn't be that bad. I don't know. I've never been in that situation. I don't want to judge him for it. So good luck in Seattle. It's too bad for us, but we'll see what else kind of opens up. Nick Robertson re-signed in Toronto today, but he might still leave, which is crazy. It's always easy, like Frank said here. There is still a solid interest in Robertson, and it's always easier to trade an asset under contract opposed to an RFA, which helped signing him. The contract is only like $925,000, I think. And this is a guy who had a pretty good season last year with the Toronto Maple Leafs. Still a young player, only 22 years old, 14 goals, 56 games. Like the best he's ever had. He was essentially his rookie season last year, 56 games, 27 points. If Toronto can convince him to stay, then they've got themselves a great middle six forward that can help them score some goals outside of their top guys.
He could be a good piece. There's obviously the last name that comes with that. But
yeah,
I always think of, so I produced Leafs Morning Take for a year and a half. Robertson was always a name that, Leaf fans, this is all fans. We do it too. You just love your prospects and you think that you can get so much for them. We overvalue. Every fan base does it. He was a guy that Nick and Rosie tend to do that a lot with. However, last season, dude, 14 goals, 13 points, 56 games played. Those are not bad numbers.
Yeah.
And at a kit like that, that's a guy you need to sometimes when you're paying for dudes, the classic line, we're going to learn this ourselves. You got to find value elsewhere. But they have always discussed Robertson as just dangling that carrot to other teams as he's the piece they could use to get a piece that helps win now. It'll be interesting to watch this. I don't think the Robertson circus is far from over.
Well, the other part of it too is they had Robertson with, 14, 15 goals, whatever. Bobby McCann and Matthew Nyes also contribute on good value deals as well. So as much as like we poke fun at the Leafs, like, oh, they pay these guys so much money, they've actually done a decent job of finding guys with lesser deals to contribute at higher
Ryan
prices.
Reeves, that's a different.
I was going to say they all actually
John
make
Klingberg, different story. But
Ryan Reeves makes more money than Matthew Nyes and Nick Robertson, and makes the same amount of money as Bobby McCann. Who would you rather have, Bobby McCann or Ryan Reeves? It's a great debate. Toronto decided both.
I'm confused by what Epiphany just said here.
What did he say?
We need to develop the ON time scale. Do we show up a half an hour late and we're still early, or I think you hit refresh on your browser.
Oh yeah.
We've been live since 12.
Press live, but he's not going to see that for 25 more minutes.
Oops. Sorry.
Um,
Hey, that's a PSA to everyone. If at 12 it's not going yet, refresh your browser. Sometimes it's just on your end.
Question here from Colby. I'm assuming this is about the rosters for the young stars in Penticton. What about Olivia? Not Olivia Rodrigue. Olivia Rodrigue. They just don't need him to go to these anymore.
Yeah,
he's kind of an
spent the whole
established
season in the AHL.
Yeah, he's an established pro. They obviously signed Connor Unger last year out of Brock University in U Sports. Nathaniel Day, they drafted him a couple of years ago. They don't need to kind of force Rodrigue to go to these.
Rodrigue played 37 games this season, 29 last season. I think he's
not.
Yeah, if he just wants to go to Penticton, go nuts. Bro.
Hey, if they asked me to go and stay, I would go. Penticton, what a lovely place. Adam Ernie, we got another video. We already went over that. Rewind. You had some things for what trending? The arena, the stadium.
Oh yeah. I was like, wait, do I? Yeah, absolutely. This is sick. So we got some proposed upgrades to Commonwealth Stadium, which I say matter of should have happened a little bit ago. But here is what some of these renderings actually do look like. Look at that. Nice and beautiful. Just think of this though, as you got to imagine it. If you're like at a concert, you're trying to work your way through the concourse. You got to imagine the people. Look at those.
I think it looks fantastic.
That's different than the old trough days back in.
I think they should bring those back.
Kind of, dude. There's nothing like the team atmosphere that brings.
Hot dogs, chili, poutine, burgers, and tacos.
Let's go.
All in one spot, folks, down at Commonwealth. Is there any pictures of this the actual field? Because Eddie Steele,
not that I've
former Elk, I guess he was an Eskimo, former Eskimo, made a great point. He's like, they need to find a way to get the fans closer to the field.
Yeah,
that would bring such a better atmosphere. And I know there's that big track there, but they got to figure that out.
That's true. Actually, like when I think to like when we were at the Heritage, and I know it's a football stadium, it's built for football, but when we were watching the Heritage Classic, we're just like squinting so hard, being like, who has the puck? I don't know.
So yeah, like obviously very different experiences, but either way, like it's somewhat similar in the same breath, isn't it? So I really like what's his name? Larry Thomas. As Thompson has done so far, but this is my favorite thing he's done so far.
I'm gonna let the music play. What a I like that the Elks said keep it Larry. That's good. That's good fun. Shout out to him.
Adam Ernie said Larry is going to save the Elks. It just goes to show what private ownership can kind of do. And the CFL, we all know it.
Or how shitty Chris Jones was.
Sure. I think the other part of it too is just like the CFL has been a dying league since COVID really put a stamp on it. You could maybe argue a few years before that too, but like
that was a big nail in the coffin.
Changing the ownership and allowing them to be private owned in Edmonton, I think is just going to make it so much better. And hopefully it comes true. And Larry Thompson, whatever his name is, can kind of figure it out.
Going to play?
They said he's going to start after the bye week against Winnipeg. I think he's their best quarterback. So I think you start your quarterback.
Like I do. I just think that this is a team. You can't mess with a good thing.
But they already messed with the good thing when Trey Ford got injured. So I'm fine with it. I mean, to be honest,
strong counterpoint.
Yeah, it doesn't matter to me. I'm not like the biggest Elks fan ever. If someone else thinks differently, let us know in the chat. But I think at the end of the day, if Connor McDavid got hurt, but Ryan Nugent-Hopkins was playing great while he was injured, Connor McDavid would still come in and take that first line spot away from him.
Connor McDavid, Trey Ford.
Very similar.
But I do feel what you mean. And you don't want to lose your job to injury. Like that does suck. But
yeah,
sometimes it's necessary.
But
as long as Larry makes the call, as long as Larry's making these calls, I'm cool with everything.
Yeah.
Don't worry about it.
But shout out to McLeod Bethel Thompson. Fantastic. He's really kind of changed the whole image of what he was.
Yeah.
Guy who couldn't win the games, was kind of like a bit of a pissy pants, to be honest. But
It's just for like 480 in that first game against Calgary.
Yeah, he
Also,
did great.
first time we've won both in several years.
Is that a credit to us or how bad Calgary is?
Little from column A, little from column B, brother.
It was so funny. I didn't watch a lot of the game on Saturday, just a little bit. And the start of the second half, the quarterback comes out, and I think it was his first ever game or first start or something like that. And they're like, he's got to get going here. And he like throws his first two, and they're like, he's cooking, like he's figured this out. Next one, interception. It was awesome. But great crowd as well.
Dude,
The whole lower bowl seemed full. I mean, close to the closest.
Yep.
Usually you see more empty seats than not. So that's fantastic. And I know they did a deal where it's like you get an adult ticket and a kid comes for free, but like, who cares? Like,
Dude,
that's really, really great.
anything to get it in there. You can feel the vibes. It's starting to.
Yeah.
It's on. Granted, once again, it can't be any lower than what it
Totally.
has been for the last 3-4 years. Lance was there. He was drunk. It was fun.
Good. I'm glad you had a great time, Lance.
That's what you
Let
want.
us know issue there.
That's what the Riverhawks do. It's what the Elks now can do.
Yeah, they got to figure out how to keep doing it. Let's move on, I think, to our Sherwood Giant question of the day. Tired of dealership hassles? Sherwood Ford in Sherwood Park is all about convenience and upfront pricing. With the Giant Deal program, get clear, no-nonsense pricing on new and used Fords online with all incentives included. Plus, enjoy the ease of mobile service, free pickup and delivery, and same day or next day service appointments. There you go. Also enjoy a great golf tournament.
Yeah.
People keep asking me about the Lions. Rusty just put it in. I think Reed put it in earlier. We'll get to that a little bit later on in our other sports report.
I got a lot to say about the New England Patriots.
Yeah. So today's question, and it's been a topic which we haven't spoke about, which should be a big one, but it's just so
it will be the moment the season starts.
Yeah, it's
the
just
moment
such
the puck is dropped, this is gonna be the number one thing.
Such a thing, expected thing that's going to happen. We touched on it briefly towards the end of last season, but when will Connor McDavid score his 1,000th NHL point? 645 games so far, and he's on 982. So he needs 18 points to wrap up and get to that 1,000-point mark. I don't know where he stands on like quickest to get to it or anything like that. I would assume he's one of the fastest ever. I mean, at the end of the day, he's not even played 700 games.
You do the math.
God damn it. So that's the question. Let me know in the chat. We're going to go through the schedule right now. When will Connor McDavid score his 1,000th NHL career point?
18th point of the season. So
let's get through it. So we got Winnipeg to start the year, and I will say the Oilers' start to the year is soft.
It's tasty. Look at that.
Very, very soft. So not
going to happen again. Like it's
yeah, no. So Winnipeg to start. So I'll ask you two questions: the earliest it will be, and the latest it will be. Okay. So
Okay,
Winnipeg.
The earliest it will be is that Columbus game. Is that game 10? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I think Columbus could also see that one scoring 5 in that game itself.
Yeah.
So that could happen possibly. Then my other was, so that's 10. Who is that? Nashville is 11. I say Vegas. The 15th.
Vegas or Vancouver was my latest.
Yeah, I'm saying Vegas is my latest. 15 games to get 18 points. But because you mentioned some of those teams in that first little bit, I could see a couple multi-point nights going there.
Yeah.
Points and Bankroll going to be featuring heavily Connor McDavid during this stretch right here.
Let's go through the October schedule to start the year. So I think Winnipeg, obviously Connor Hellebuck, first game of the year. Typically, those games are relatively low scoring. Obviously, Connor Hellebuck's the best in the league. So
As long as we don't lose 8-1.
Yeah,
Is that
we'll be fine.
last year?
Did we lose 8-1?
Wasn't the first game?
Oh, right. I thought you meant to Winnipeg. Yes, Vancouver. So I'm going to assume that's a low scoring game.
Yep.
Maybe he gets a point in that one. But then you have Chicago, Calgary, Philadelphia, Nashville. Nashville will obviously be better, but we all know Leon Draisaitl runs that town.
He's going to score 5 there.
So say Leon gets 2. McDavid's probably getting at least an assist in that game. I'm going to say he gets 2 against Chicago, Calgary, and Philly. So that's 6. Let's say he's up to at least 7 at that point. Dallas and Carolina. Say he gets 2 points.
Yeah.
So that's 9. Pittsburgh,
2 to 3.
which is also, by the way, the Hall of Fame night. The night that who are the 2 going in this year? Like, do you know the Oilers Ring
my
of
God,
Honor?
we did this.
Is it Craig McTavish? Craig McTavish and Randy Gregg.
Yeah,
There
Randy
you
Gregg.
go.
I was gonna be like, I know the guy.
So you go up against Sid the Kid, the gang.
Dude, that'd be a sick Friday night. That's the first Friday night game of the season. Let's go.
John says, why are you guys downplaying his scoring? He is going to start the season on fire. I hope so. We also have him at 10 points through like 7 games in the year, so it can't be that bad. I'm lowballing him a little bit. But even if he gets to Pittsburgh and he has 10 points, I think getting 18 points before the Pittsburgh game is kind of insane.
That's crazy. But he is an insane hockey player. I like this. Who just said this? Sergeant Battle. Earliest Pittsburgh, latest Vegas.
So 1, 2.
I think I agree with that very much. So. Way to go, Sergeant.
8. Pittsburgh is game 8 of the season. So
still crazy.
He would need
Columbus.
I mean, I someone's right. Who was it there? Aiden O'Neill said, you guys don't think he can get 3 or 4 points in one of those games against the shitty teams? I mean, yeah, I think he probably could. But that's still to say Pittsburgh is the early game, 18 points in 8 games of the season. I think that's a lot.
I can't do the math live. Somebody let me know the average of Connor McDavid's first 10 games.
I'm going to say he gets it on the road against Nashville. That is my locked-in pick. This not the second. On Halloween. Spooky night.
Spooky.
So the earliest, again, I know I just kind of played myself a little bit by saying Pittsburgh is too early to get it, but if he is going to achieve it, Pittsburgh could be the night because of how easy that kind of 3 of those first 4 games are. We don't really know what Nashville is. Dallas will be a close game. Carolina at home. Last year, it was like a 6-4 game or something like that. So I'm going to say Pittsburgh is my earliest. My locked-in pick is Nashville.
This is why I love the chat, Liam. This is why I love you, Aiden. Thank you.
2.25 points per game to get it against Pittsburgh.
That's a little crazy, but so is Connor McDavid. I don't want to be the guy to doubt him, right?
Exactly. Sergeant Battle said Columbus sucks, Calgary sucks, Philly sucks, Chicago sucks, Pittsburgh sucks. 2 points per game right there is 10. Yeah. Then you also play Carolina, Dallas, and Winnipeg. Yeah. So if he just gets 3 points in those games, he's still only at 13.
Yeah, I say Columbus to Vegas. It's somewhere in that. I don't want to get too crazy.
Nashville is my locked-in pick. Pittsburgh's my earliest. Vegas is my latest. What's your official pick? You have to make an official pick.
Earliest Columbus, latest Vegas on November 6th.
What's your official pick though?
Columbus.
That's when you think he'll get it. Okay.
Columbus. At the end of the Columbus game, he will be at 1,000 points. I'd say clip it, but I have to clip it. Clip it towards it.
James said on the road in Calgary would be fun. When do they play Calgary on the road? That must be in November, sorry. Okay, November 3rd. Very realistic. Yes, that would be a great one.
That one, yeah.
If there's one game you'd want it happen the most in this first 2 months, what game would it be? I have my eyes on it right now.
Tell me.
November 16th in Toronto.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
That would be great.
I thought road, and I was like, well, that wouldn't be cool. No, that would be fantastic. Nick Alberga, take that.
He's probably getting his 1,010 point at that point.
Yeah.
So
yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I don't think it's happening on that day. That's way too late.
Saturday night Vancouver game there. That'd
be nice.
That's gonna be nice. There's gonna be some animosity in that one.
Yeah, those pissy pants Vancouver fans crying all over their beers again.
Yep. That was a great description, Liam. I love that.
I'd listen to them on Twitter, but I have them all muted, so it never happened. But let us know again in the chat when you think Connor McDavid will get his 1,000th NHL point.
I like Diz's optimism, but
game 2, 9 points. I mean, hey, never know. There probably is a 5-point game in there.
Yeah, you got to think
like
so.
4 or 5 points.
One of that Chicago game right off the hop. I really, really, really like that start, dude. Get your bearings under you. I feel scarred mentally from what happened last season. Just really want to get out in front of the 8 ball, not behind the 8 ball to start the season.
I think it's an exciting start to the year 2 of the games you have. Winnipeg, Edmonton, I think is like a low key rival.
Yep.
Is good games every time. Chicago, Bedard versus McDavid. You're probably getting the best of a Chicago team at that point too.
That'll be like Oh, I bet that's like TNT. That'll get some
Maybe.
coverage.
Yeah, possibly. Hockey Night in Canada at least. But yeah, that's probably the best you're going to get of Chicago. Calgary, Edmonton is always a good game. It doesn't matter if one team's first, one team's last. It's just Battle of Alberta. Philly, I think they will be terrible, to be honest. New look Nashville. I don't know where they'll be in their home schedule, but I would assume it's one of the first. Obviously, Dallas last season, we knocked them out. Carolina, the history there. McDavid versus Crosby. Like, that's a really, really fun start to the year. And then the rest kind of.
And a bunch at home.
through.
Maybe you can get your mojo rolling.
You get Toronto early in the year, Vancouver early in the year. Like, actually got a pretty
Look at
exciting
that first
schedule.
weekend, though. Chicago and Calgary.
Back-to-back at home.
Back-to-backs. Let's go.
That's actually,
I'm excited to start pre-gaming again. I miss you all so much. I want to. Orgy's bankroll isn't the same without other people telling me which one to bet.
Yeah, that's true.
It's all working as well. It's all working as well.
Having those back-to-backs so early in the year is probably beneficial too. I don't know how many of the others
Remember
have,
last year how many we had to finish the season?
Tons.
It was a lot. It was
Tons.
a lot.
Okay, let's move on to our player grade.
Oh yeah.
We got Evander Kane on the dock today. Somehow we were talking about this before the show. Last year we went through and went from the lowest number to the highest number.
We don't know how to
we
count.
didn't do that this year. We just kind of went all over the board. We did Connor McDavid last week, Mr. Evander Kane, but we did Ryan Nugent-Hopkins before that. So we're moving on to Evander Kane once Aaron gets the picture in there. But Evander Kane, a bit of a weird season. I think we're obviously a bit forgiving of what he kind of went through, his wrist injury and getting back to that, but he's just always hurt, isn't he? But you look at the stats and you're like, okay, not too bad. 24 goals, 44 points, 77 games. Like, not the worst thing in the world. But I think it's fair to say that you look at that, it doesn't show you that he had like a 20-game goalless drought. You know, he couldn't score at 5-5 for a while. So I know I spelled his name wrong on the graphic, but we can.
I'm trying to fix it for you.
Oh, okay. Well, whatever. I don't.
Whatever.
There he is. Connor Evander Kane McDavid. Or is that Felix, the tennis player?
Felix Auger-Aliassime.
I never knew how similar they looked when Evander Kane was younger.
Playing pickleball there?
He's playing tennis. This is when he was with the Thrashers.
Ooh,
I know.
When he knocked out Matt Cook.
Did he do that?
Dude, it's like one of the sickest fights I've ever seen.
Huh.
He dropped him, like knocked him out.
Really? Maynard.
In the powder blue.
I did like that jersey. Maynard made a great point. You're telling me, my friend, it is impossible to grade Kane. It truly is. Because he's just always hurt. And I don't like to judge players off health. You know, I don't think it's very fair.
But your best ability is availability.
Totally. And he was available for 77 games, which is the most he's played for the Oilers in a season. Statistically, this was his worst season as an Oiler. But he still scored 24 goals for you.
I think C for regular season is spot on. Because, I mean, with that production, and you think of what? He went 20 games without scoring a goal. We know like he was 21. Dealing with the hernia. It was weird. Remember, I think it was the Winnipeg game when he fought
Brendan Dillon.
And he made that comment in the first intermission about, well, I wasn't getting any minutes, so I thought,
sit in the box.
I'll go sit in the box for 5 minutes here and there. I like how I don't swear on this show, but I swear on mine all the time. A little different, but it was a weird start to the year. He found his bearings, I think, halfway through, and then just injuries took him out. I think C is dead on. I wouldn't give him a D.
When he was effective, he was good.
But it's like whoever said that, if you took sections of his season, you might have 4 different letter grades.
Yeah. Made it again. Another great point. But should he have played 77 games?
Yeah.
Yeah, probably not.
Yeah.
But he did.
All that time we were bitching about LTIR, we could have had some money ourselves.
I know it's 44 points, pretty much all even strength.
Yeah.
Minus a few here and there. So C for the regular season. I gave him a C for the playoffs because I think he was actually really good against Winnipeg, LA.
The first 2 series, man.
LA and who did he play? Vancouver. I thought he was solid. Then he got injured, and it wasn't as good the last couple of series. He obviously didn't play a lot in the Stanley Cup final because he was so banged up. But we gave Matthias Janmark and Connor Brown a ton of props for what they did against Dallas and Florida. Connor Brown didn't even play against LA. And we gave him best player in the playoffs for the Oilers. I'm not saying he wasn't. He was really good. But if you're going to judge Brown for that, you got to give Kane his props for what he did in the first two series. I think C's fair. Again, availability is kind of the best thing you need from him. So I gave him a C for both. Chance of staying 60% because his cap hit. If he's always injured, you can't just have this guy around.
Put 50.
Yeah, I want to.
55.
I gave him 60 because I think the Oilers would rather have an Evander Kane than not have an Evander Kane.
It's okay. So you just mentioned it there with the playoffs thing. Like, I get it. We have short memories. So you think of the Dallas series and the Florida series. Dude, specifically Vancouver, he made, as I called him, Little Z, he made him life hell. He made Quinn Hughes. When Quinn Hughes was going back to retrieve pucks, they were dumping him in. He was shoulder checking 91 all the time going, oh, shit, here we go again. He'd lay the body. You could see it starting to, it's a war of attrition, man. It was building up the damage he was doing. Kind of the crappy part is his own body kind of broke down on him before the other team's bodies broke down. But I liked what I saw. It was funny, right? Because before we were talking, we didn't score those goals for what that 20-game stretch, but we all said Evander Kane, he's a playoff performer. He's a stereotypical playoff guy. Hungry on the forecheck, big body, can handle pucks down low. And from the get-go, I feel like in the first two rounds there, he did exactly those things. Great. So you got to be happy with that. And guys like that do not grow off of trees when it comes to the NHL playoffs.
He had some great moments in the playoffs too. The living on a prayer goal. I know that was like the fifth goal, but that was a cool moment. Obviously the forecheck on Hronek, I think it was in game 5.
Something like that.
Oh, was it game 6? Game 6 to force game 7. I can't remember. It was something like that, wasn't
it?
No, it was game 4. It was game 4 because Calvin Pickett's died. They scored to make it 2-2, go down. He forechecks so heavy on Hronek, forces a turnover. Bouchard gets the goal. He played well. He played well when he was healthy, but again, this wasn't healthy. So let me know what letter grade you would give him for regular season and the playoffs.
I like Sergeant Battle. He says, I'd rather have Kane than no Kane. Yep.
Yeah, exactly.
You need big physical guys like that can score 20.
Totally. Like we were talking about Tanner Jeannot before the show.
Yeah, earlier today. Yeah.
You know,
I love Tanner Jeannot.
I like that kind of player. I know he's not what everyone kind of thought he was after his strong rookie season, but I don't mind those guys. As long as they don't get paid too much money. Does King get paid too much money? Maybe a couple of bucks.
Hey, there's another guy on the team.
There's a couple other guys. Let's get on to our other sports report brought to you by Bet365. Open an account with Bet365 today and bet on a huge range of markets. So whatever the sport, whatever the moment, it's never ordinary at Bet365. Use code OILYBONUS. I think that's all in capitals.
Yep, it's on the screen.
Oh, there it is. Oily bonus. There you go. Obviously, we'll get into the NFL talk, but there's one other thing I wanted to bring up. A couple of things on my side of the pond.
Yeah, I was going to say, I saw this down here, and I just assumed this was football.
Yes. So, first things first, Harry Kane, who's England's captain, is playing his 100th game for England today against Finland. So that is, I think I already started. What time is it? 12:50?
12:49.
So it started at 12:45. So that started. He's officially played his 100th cap for England.
We're going to watch soccer right now?
Yeah, we probably could. Love Harry Kane. Canada soccer, who obviously had a great summer at the Copa America. Obviously, the scandal came out with the women at the Olympics, and it's kind of flowed into the men's thing. Canada Soccer Federation is an absolute disgrace, to be frank about it.
I watched the Hope Solo documentary. So is the U.S.
Yeah, it's all to be honest, the whole sport is corrupt, to be fair. Canada soccer beat the US on US soil for the first time, I think, since 1959. And they played really, really well. Canada is kind of changing of the guard. Jesse Marsh, who is an American coach, said, I would rather be here than any other spot. Like he'd rather not coach the US right now. He's like, I like where this
said that?
Yeah, as an American. It was crazy. But he said, like, as where this team's at and kind of the players coming through, going into a World Cup, he's like, it's exciting to be part of it. And he's a really interesting guy. Like so Canada has a pro league. It's called the CPL. It's fine. Nothing too crazy, but it's getting better. And to help the league get better, he asked one of the coaches from, I think Forge is the team name. I think it's Hamilton. He asked the head coach to come to the camp and be part of the kind of system to help him develop as a coach, which is like a really cool thing to do. Like it's different. And it's, you talk about the players getting better. And it's like, we need these players to advance and everything. It's like, well, they're not gonna get better if the coaching isn't good enough. So to bring them around a setup like that is it's fantastic. And Jesse Marsch is just like, he's not a nobody. Like he coached early in Holland when Holland was coming through, and Holland is one of the best players in the world now. So
I know who that is.
Exactly. So that's really good. Other thing, Aaron, which we'll let you get into. We're both out of the survivor pool because we picked the Cincinnati Bengals and they lost to the New England Patriots.
How is that even possible? I said this year I was going to bet against the Patriots every game, so I made losing feel like winning.
And they won.
Well, I lost bet. Team won, so I'm not getting first. And Liam, we are both sat here. So if you don't know the way the survivor pool works,
you pick one team.
Pick one team to win. You just keep moving on. Well, 2/3 of Oilers Nation Everyday is already out of this after week one because the Cincinnati Bengals, man, they do this every year. What were we thinking? They don't win week ones. They don't get good till week 4.
Yeah.
I just thought the Patriots were going to be such ass, but
I know.
And they didn't even look good. It's like
no, they did not look good at all. Jacoby Brissett threw for 121 yards.
Bang,
Ramondre Stevenson had 120 yards carrying. He looked good.
Because we don't trust anyone to throw the ball.
Yeah. So if Brissett can be a game manager, I mean, you already got your quarterback. Like you don't need.
Yeah. I said I didn't want Drake May to play this season.
Yeah.
Because I thought our team was so bad.
Well, I think it is.
No. Soupy's back on. Soupy's back on.
So we'll see if reality. They come back to reality next week when they take on the Seahawks at Foxborough.
Your squad.
The Lions.
You look good, brother.
Boy, oh boy, did they just run down the throat. Not overtime.
What did you keep saying to me? DM5.
DM5.
David Montgomery.
Yeah, I love DM5. Yeah, the Lions came through big time. Matthew Stafford. Smell you later, buddy. The legacy's over. I do love Stafford, but
good.
Yeah, he played well again. I think he could have been better. But who do they have this week? I think they have a weaker team again this week. They have the Bucks at home again. So we'll see. The Lions actually have a pretty solid start to the year. Rams, obviously. Bucks, Cardinals, Seahawks, and then they're on the road in Dallas. So we'll see. It's a pretty good start to the schedule.
Jameson Williams looks like the real deal.
Yeah, he looks good. I don't really know what he's going to be this year. I know he's kind of a deep threat and deep plays. Yeah, but I mean, at the end of the day, let me just get the correct stats here. St. Brown had 3 catches for 13 yards. That's probably not happening again for the rest of his career, to be honest.
Better not. Took him first round.
So, yeah, no kidding. So, the Lions, big win. It was a fun weekend of NFL football.
I beat you in the Oilers Nation Fantasy League.
You beat the crap out of me. I lost my main league yesterday because Jake Moody just kicked the crap out of the ball yesterday. So, I lost that one. Shout out Tyler. My friend Tyler, who I've said this on the show before, but if you finish last in our fantasy league, you eat an onion at the end of that's our Super Bowl halftime show. Is you eat a raw onion?
Do you do that every year?
Every year. And Tyler, my friend Tyler,
can you pick the onion, like white onion, or
so it has to be a white onion. Yeah. So, and it doesn't have to be a thick boy, but it has to be.
You gotta eat the whole thing.
No, it's impossible to eat the whole thing. You just go until basically the rule, underhand rule is you push your limit.
Yeah, try and go as far as you can. My punishments are a license plate holder that's pink with unicorns that says last place. I suck at fantasy football. One time I got pulled over and the cop didn't give me a ticket because he went, look like you're already pretty down bad right now. So it did work out well. I got it once. And then the other one this year in my other league is you have to dress up if you get last place, full clown gear. Outfit, shoes, makeup, nose, hair, and you have to go to Riverhawks game. And I'm going to get the media to do an interview.
Right.
Said
tell
loser.
Me about that.
So that's a good one. That's humiliating.
Let's quickly talk about Monday Night Football because Aaron Rodgers made his return to the team he was supposed to go to. The 49ers were always that team. Him and Brady, it was like one of them's going to end up here. And then they got Brock Purdy. And obviously we all know what happened. And last night, Aaron Rodgers you kind of forget he's 40 now.
Yeah.
And I think he does. You kind of need to take it back a little bit on him. Like, he didn't look great.
He did just tear his Achilles as well.
Yeah, not moving too well. But the Jets defense was the headline. Like, you can talk about Rodgers all we want, but at the end of the day, like, they couldn't stop a guy I'd never heard of.
Yeah, I was going to say, Jordan Mason ran through them nonstop, every handoff. He had the ball 28 times.
He was averaging 5.5 yards a carry. Yeah, he's insane.
And like everyone thought of the Jets this year, they got one of the most loaded rosters. They're good on defense. Have a good team. Quinn and Williams, they got these guys. Looks like they do need to pay
Hassan Reddick. Yeah, which is crazy that he still has a year left in his contract and isn't playing. I don't really get it.
Guys. Like Jamar Chase has 2 years left and he's still
kind of sat out, and it's just like, come on. But I get it too. Get your money while you can. But disappointing game. I think the Jets will probably be better. They play Tennessee this week, so it should be fine. We actually have some really good, what do they call them?
Matchups?
Showtime games, like the main events, primetime. Buffalo, Miami, Thursday night football. That's good. Sunday night football, Houston, Chicago. Stroud Williams. Should actually be solid.
Be good.
Monday night football. This is maybe the worst of the three, but should be okay. Eagles, Falcons. We'll see what Kirk Cousins, again, another guy who's coming off a torn Achilles and isn't moving too well.
Yeah.
But
I have high hopes for the Falcons. I think they can be threatening. The Bucs looked amazing. Baker Mayfield looked sick.
They did. But it's kind of funny the Lions play the Bucs because they played the Bucs and the Rams in the playoffs last year. And knocked them both out.
Do you want me to finish?
No, we don't play the 49ers. But yeah, there you go. Is there anything else on the other sports report you wanted to tackle before we get out of here?
That I can think of. My life consumed with football. We kind of got robbed for our Red Zone Sundays, but I got to watch Red Zone with you, Liam. We were in part 10B, so whatever.
Yeah, it was a great day. It showed Ford golf tournament at Broadmoor. So shout out that golf tournament. Thank you very much for having us. We actually had a fantastic time.
I had so much fun. So much fun. A
genuine fantastic time. Golf course was in great condition, so shout out Broadmoor for that too.
Uncle Sherwood gave us fish tacos and shafts.
So good.
It's my birthday tomorrow.
It is Aaron's birthday tomorrow.
My birthday tomorrow. But we're not doing a show. Shout out Tyler. Thank you very much.
Yep. Shout out Tyler. But there was one other hole at the golf tournament, which was a lifesaver. And I cannot remember who they were, but they were basically like a drive safe one. I can't remember what they were called. I'm sorry, but they gave away these massive buttered up pretzels. And Gatorades. And in that moment, I just asked the cargo, like, do you have any sandwiches or anything? I'm so hungry. She's like, I don't have anything. The next hole, I had a big buttered up pretzel.
Except I couldn't really hold my club for the next hole.
I ate it with one hand. It didn't even matter for me. But
worth it.
It was a fantastic day, fantastic weekend. Shout out everyone watching today. Appreciate it as always. Leave a like. Leave a review also on our if you're listening on podcast. If you're not even listening on podcast, go leave a review then too. So thank you very much for watching. We'll see you on Thursday at noon.
Thank you for watching Oilers Nation Every Day. Hit the subscribe button to never miss a show. And for more, visit OilersNation.com.